Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man. Great, great. How about yourself?
Doing absolutely great, Coach. I hope that this first full week that we just endeavored, and we may still be in it, a lot of us, if we taking it all the way to Sunday night, 12 o'clock, that everyone did well on taking on a challenge in their life. We do that every first full week of the month where you take on a challenge. Anything, like I said, you've been procrastinating about or something that you wanted to get started on, you got to start a spark to it. Because one thing about us as a people, we love to put stuff off. And so, I put out, send something that, especially if you have taken the challenge, we've been doing it now for over a year, probably about a year and a month or so. And just imagine that if you was taking that challenge, I think we started last August. And if you would have been taking that challenge for the whole year and trying to grab a hope onto whatever it is you've been procrastinating about, whatever you losing weight, making money, whatever it is, can you imagine within this last 13 months that if you would have took that challenge on and listened to the things that coach and myself are putting into you further as how to take your life to another level, just think, family, you'll be at a whole nother level right now in your life. That's a fact. So if you haven't began to take on some challenges, start now. Make sure you start now. So when we talk to each other again a year from now, I promise you, it'll change your life. Coach, I want to talk to you tonight. We're going to get right into it because this is what's going on. We walking around as a people of color. We sleep. We sleep. And we have stopped dreaming from my observation because I know that some of the things we're going through now and some of the positions that we're in life and the way that we're acting and the way that we're feeling, man, I know as a child, we didn't dream to be in this or these positions in life. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so let's jump right to it. And I'm going to topic this. I think I'm going to keep this topic the same. Are blacks sleep but not dreaming? I think I'm going to keep that topic right there. And I want to start right here. First, I like to give us a reference from certain words because I know a lot of us will take a word and put our own definition to it. But since we're right here in the United States, we're going to go with how the United States define words. And we're going to go with the first word is sleep. Sleep. Sleep is when you rest the body and the mind. Now, I want you to stay with me right here because I'm getting ready to show a lot of us are asleep. A lot of us think of sleep as just being laying down, going to sleep. But listen to this right here. Rest the mind and the body. Be without ordinary consciousness. Stay with me because this a lot of us now. This a lot of us. So when we talk about rest, we talking about freedom from activity.
Okay.
We talking about inactive. I wanted to stay with it because what I want everybody to stay focused on when I'm dealing with the mind, the body, and the soul, and now I'm saying that there is, we are without a consciousness when we're asleep. I want to stay right there with me. I want to talk about being inactive when we're talking about our bodies. We're inactive. I want them to get it. When we're talking about our mental state, it's inactive. I want them to get it. And when we talk about without consciousness, meaning that we're unaware, meaning that we're unaware. I want to stay with it 1 second. But let me ask this before I move on. Are you unaware? If you're overweight or obese, if you're not taking care of yourself physically, are you unconscious of it? Are you really unaware? If if you keep making the same old mental bad decisions, are you really unaware, or do you know? And you just don't want to face it.
Mm.
Yeah, I just want you to think about that. Because when you face it, it comes with accepting and changing.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say, as a large group of us, as a people coach, I would say we are definitely asleep. Just from that little bit that I've put out so far, we are definitely asleep. And when we are asleep, being unaware, being inactive, physically or mentally, it'll turn our dreams into a nightmare. I'm gonna explain what I mean. Because a lot of us are not acknowledging the consequences that comes with being unconscious. I'm gonna say this a little so I know we ain't gonna get a lot of views on this one, coach. I know. But this one right here, it'll wake everybody up. If they just take their time, get away
Well,
from
I say it ought to. It ought to.
it, yeah, it ought to wake
It
them up.
ought to. Yeah,
That's why I'm kind of taking my time, because this one right here, this one ought to wake them up. This one ought to let them know that as a people, we're asleep. And really, they don't understand. Instead of living a good dream, they live in a nightmare. They don't understand. Because the dream is images passing through the mind during sleeping, or it's imagining something mentally during sleep. And when you are unconscious or not aware that your mental, your physical, or your soul is your foundation of you living your best life, I want them to get that. I want them to understand that when you're dealing with your mind, your body, and your soul, and when they look at their life, anybody who's listening to me right now, you just sit down and look at your life. If you're going through any struggle in life, you either dealing with something dealing with your body, your mind, or your soul. And when you're not conscious, that's the foundation of your life. And if you are in a nightmare right now, not understanding that those three areas, that if you could just build those three areas, build from those three areas, I'm telling you, it's a fact. It'll change your life. And like I said earlier, if you are not working on your mind, your body, your soul, building the foundation, strengthening those areas right now, I'm telling you, you don't have to tell me. I know you're living a nightmare. If your health is not good, it's a fact that you're living a nightmare. If you keep making the same bad decisions, if you're dealing with a mental disorder or a mental illness or a mental issue that you are not addressing, it's a fact. If you're not dealing with your soul, dealing with your discipline, your self-control, your tenacity to fight through things, it's a fact. You don't have to tell me. I'm telling you that right now in your life, I'm telling you, comment section, shoot me a comment, let me know if I'm wrong about this. Because you ain't gonna let me know if I'm right. You're just gonna turn it out quietly and go sit in the corner somewhere. I know. You ain't gonna let me know. I can guarantee you that in these three areas, if you're not working on your life in these three areas right now, you are definitely living a nightmare. And you have to, and one thing that we're not understanding is that being grounded in these three areas will literally, coach, they'll literally change your life. And what we really have to understand that there is a reason. There is a reason that you are depressed, stressed out, yeah, doing drugs, smoking, drinking excessively alcohol. People don't realize, people think that this is just what we're supposed to be doing, or this is just the norm. But no, it's not. No, it's not. What if you don't drink alcohol no more in your life? Have you ever thought about that? You don't need alcohol. You don't need drugs. You don't need it. There's a reason that you are consuming these things and you're not feeling well. Coach, it's a reason that people are staying in bad relationships. It's a reason. Something is going on, something is wrong. Coach, it's a reason that we are constantly making bad decisions. And a lot of it comes from us not addressing something that happened in our past or something that we are going through now. A lot of us, coach, we are asleep and we are unconscious to a lot of things that's going on. Some of us are conscious to it, but don't want
Yeah.
yeah. Some of us are conscious to it, but don't want to accept it and make the changes. And I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let you go in, coach. And I want to talk about us dreaming now. What you want to share on that, coach? Blacks sleep but not dreaming. How would you take that?
You said a lot, man. You said a whole lot. And I can tell the content, what you said, I can concur with what you saying. It's not gonna get a whole lot of views because you basically telling people they have to be accountable. And we say in the past, we can keep saying it. Folks don't want to hear that, man. They really don't want to hear the truth because once you take that in, it'll be very uncomfortable for you as a human being to keep doing what you're doing, knowing what you know. So you got to change, you know, or it's gonna be very uncomfortable. And folks don't want to deal with that. I've been in this world long enough to know that you can't run away from yourself, even though folks try, literally, figuratively. You cannot run away from yourself. So you might as well do your best to be your best as best as you can. You might as well, because you can't run away from yourself. You know, you can't trade yourself in. You know what I mean? So you might as well do your best to be your best version, of yourself. Dreaming. I can only speak from experience and listening to people, having conversation with people. And I'm talking about grown folks. People that done married, had kids, whatever, did their responsibility, take care of the responsibility, all of that. Okay, so when you finish that, what happened? And you still in this world. That means your life is over. You can keep upgrading the house, keep upgrading the car. I mean, what you can keep doing? What about you? So there's nothing in your mind, there's no picture that you see form in your mind that you trying to accomplish. I mean, on a personal level, it doesn't have to be, getting something tangible, you know. It could be brought in your mind some way, shape, or form. It could be traveling, it could be acquiring knowledge, whatever. But there has to be more to life than just getting grown, getting married, raising a family, and then well, wait to die? Really? So that void, I think, that's where people get in trouble. They throw a lot of things that end up being nightmares because of that void. Empty nesters, right? Kids are growing, you did all you can, they go. What you do now? You know, only but so much alcohol you can drink, only so much food you can eat, you know. What you do now? I don't think it has to be something big starting out. You can do a small, increments, you know what I mean? Some personal uh, achievements, like you talking about the challenges we have. That's starting something, in that regard, whether it's your mental, you read more, where's your physical? I need to start walking. Then eventually I'm gonna start running, then I'm gonna start, lift some weights, whatever. Your spiritual, you want to dive in more to be more spiritual aware, you know. You can start from small things. It doesn't have to be something big, and then it's yours. It's your dream. It's nobody else. If you are going to share it with someone who is going to help you achieve that if it's that big. You know what I mean? But don't share it because as a conversation, no. Because there's some dream killers around us. It could be friends, family members. They're dream killers around us, man. So you got to be aware of that. But as long as you're in this world, man, as long as you're upright in this world, you should have a mental picture that you're trying to accomplish. Like I said, that's your business. You know, that's your business. But I feel you should, because if you don't have that, right, you just basically existing. So if you got the career, got the degree, got the family, or what, so we just sit around waiting to die. I think it's more to life than that, man. That's what I believe. So that's my 2 cents.
That's powerful. And I would ask the family right now, as they're listening, what are your dreams like right now? I just want, what are your dreams? I want to know, and I want them to think about it. What are your dreams right now? I can remember, either do you remember that when you was little and depending on your upbringing, you had great dreams, of what you wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, when you grow up, what you want to do, you dreamed when you were smaller, and then for a lot of us, as we got older, reality begins to set in. You understand?
True, true.
And then we begin to have children at a young age. Now you have to get a job because
True.
now things come into a survival time in your life. Now you're not, those dreams that you were thinking about as a child, now they put on the back burner. You're not even dreaming like that. You're not even thinking about that anymore because now reality can set in, like I say, and especially if you can mess around and have a child at a very young age, now it's time for you to get ready to go to work because it's survival time. You understand?
Yep.
And then think about this as well. A lot of us were in bad relationships at such a young age with a child coming, and now it's survival time. But that's a nightmare. As I sit here now and just thinking about, wow, being so young and going through certain things, it's amazing how I made it out of it. You understand what I'm saying? Because they definitely had nothing to do with my dreams from when I was a little child. So I'm like, wow. So I asked the family, now that you done got to a certain age in life and you experienced a lot of these things, what are your dreams like now? And what a lot of us don't understand, now you have found yourself in a position that you definitely are having nightmares. And a lot of us don't realize this right here. A lot of us don't understand, like I said a little earlier, why we depressed, why we stressed out. Say, I want this is why I want them to slow down just for a minute. I want them to slow down and just think about, have they ever thought about this right here? Because that's why I mentioned it a little earlier. It's a reason that you're experiencing and going through and doing certain things now that are self-destructive. And you probably haven't thought about this right here because in your subconscious and when you was a child, you was thinking of such a great life for yourself. And now that you have gotten to a certain age and a certain point in life where those things that you don't think about anymore, that you thought about and dreamed about as a child, they're still there. But now that you are not living what you had fantasized or what you wanted to be, you don't really, you don't really think about. You could be depressed from that because because you haven't really sit down and really, and that's why the psychiatrists and all these mental people come into play, that we don't understand that a lot of us need to sit down and talk to someone because we don't understand how the subconscious and the conscious mind work, where there could be something that from a child that we experienced, or something that we wanted to be, or something that we wanted to do, that is not happening in our lives. And now we're depressed about it, but we don't understand where it comes from. We stressed out about it. And now what we do, we find ourselves, we drinking a lot. Why are you drinking so much? You're trying to escape this reality that you didn't pick up as a child, because you was looking for something else as you was growing up. You were looking for this great dream. You were looking for these great images that was passing through your mind as a child. But now you're not getting these great images, or you're not able to imagine being a professional this or a professional that. You know that's over. That time is over in your life. So now you're drinking because you're trying to escape reality. I just want you to think about it. Now you're doing drugs. You're trying to escape reality. Now you're eating excessively because you're trying to feed something where it could have happened to you in your past, and eating made you comfortable for whatever you was going through. So now anytime you begin to experience anything that caused you any type of discomfort, you run to something negative instead of running into something positive. I just want you to think, family, this is one of the most profound tapes Coach and myself have done, if you just sit down and listen. But I know entertainment got us. It's football season.
Yeah.
I know it got us. I know gossip got us. I know. But it's gonna have to take one or two of us. Then we're gonna have to take one or two of our friends, because you're not gonna have many that's trying to wake up. That's the sad part about it. You understand? But a lot of times, family, we're living a nightmare because reality has set in, and we're not taking care of ourselves in these three areas. Statistics even show it that when we're dealing with the mind, the body, the soul, how we struggle in these three areas. And then here it is, you say 4 out of 5 Black women are either overweight or obese. 4 out of 5. So we looking at, you got anything you want to say, Coach?
I was about to say, you know they call that body shaming now, right? Yeah.
Hey, ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Wow.
Right. And see, what I want our ladies to think about, I don't know if they thought about this, but being little, thinking about that perfect family, that house, that white picket fence, and that Prince Charming, and now it didn't happen. And whether you know it or not, ladies, you may be stressed, depressed. Why are you drinking? Why are you not taking care of yourself? Why are you telling me that physically the Black woman is leading in being overweight or obese? There's a reason. What was put in your head long time ago that didn't happen for you, and now you're not doing well? Just something to think about. And for the men, I'm sitting in a class the other day. I got a classroom full of children, and I do it all the time because I'm always asking children, what you want to be when you get older, or what your future look like. Now I'm in a room, and this been going on for almost 30-something years. Here's a fact. Basically, every little boy in here, he wants to be a football player or a basketball player.
Basketball player.
He want to be a football player or a basketball player. Now, it's football season. So I'm asking the little boy the other day, okay, well, if you're telling me you want to be a professional football player, why you're not at practice? I'm gonna play next year. I want you to understand that if he's not corrected now at a young age with his mental thinking, because right now, as a child, he's having great dreams of being something that once reality hit him as he get older, because he's telling me he want to be something, he want to do something that he's not even doing. So who say he's going to be doing it next year? If you telling me that it's something that you know you want to do, then you need to get started on it. Now, if you don't know what you want to do, then okay, then we just need to work on it. But once you find out what it is, if you telling me, I know this is what I want to do, you can't tell me that you want to be a doctor or artist or whatever it is, and you're not pursuing it in some type of way, getting a base down on it. I don't care how old you are. If you know what it is you want to do, you need to get started working on it. So watch what happens. Next year, he's not playing. Year after that, he's not playing. Now, a lot of other kids are getting the edge on him. So if he ever end up getting on a team, now he's behind because he has to catch up with all the years that he has missed. Because a lot of these parents, believe me, they start them off at 4 or 5 years old playing flag football now. 6 years old, they got the football league. Yeah, you could go up right now at the center where they got the 5 and 6 year olds right now. They got flag football. And I'm talking about their house is packed. That's right now.
I wouldn't do that, man. If my little shorty, I wouldn't even do that.
Coach, right now at the facility, they got them out there 4, 5, 6 years old. And and they playing flag football. So a lot of the kids right now, they're dreaming. Like when we was little, we was dreaming. And then as you get older, if you're not doing well at school, I try to make sure everyone is doing well at school. If you mess around and don't go to college, to try to extend your time, because college is not for everyone. See, I'm trying to explain that to them now as well, because I can remember when I was coming up, the adults, since they didn't go to college, or some of them didn't even have an education from elementary or high school, they figured that if I could just get you to go to college, it'd be better than me. But college is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. So now, once you have put these dreams in your head of being a professional athlete, and you're not pursuing anything else, you're not getting your schoolwork done because you're going to be a professional athlete. So that really doesn't matter. And now you're really not even playing ball as you're going through school. Not only that, you can't even play football. It's just a fantasy. I've been dealing with the children over 30-something years. It's just a fantasy. So now, once you graduate out of high school, if you graduate because the dropout rate's so high, what is it you're going to do? You see, now, once reality sets in, here come the nightmare. And as they're growing up, if they're not parented, forget parenting, if they're not being nurtured in the way to go, if they don't have a strong mentor in their life that's giving them great advice with experience, someone that they trust and believe in. So that's what we're seeing today. What we're seeing today with our youth. And I'm so sick of people always talking about the children this and the children that, and they don't realize you're the adult. You are one of the biggest reasons that we're having problems with the children. That's what I'm not understanding. You think the children just coming into the world doing whatever they want to do? No, no, they're not. I've been working with them over 30 something years. And when you see children acting a certain way or doing certain things, a lot of times all you have to do is meet their so-called parents. You'll
Well,
understand what.
we had an
Well,
example, a typical example of that uh, uh, this weekend. We in uh what's it the spot out there? Lawnsville, Decula, after
the
Decula,
shooting here,
whatever. Yeah, that's a typical example.
yeah, in
Huh?
Winders, Georgia. Here,
Yeah, Winder,
in
yeah.
Winder.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Down 316, like you're going to Athens, like
Yeah.
going to the University of Georgia, down that way. That's a typical example, man.
Uh,
Typical example. Um, I still stuck on when you talking about a 4 and 5 year old playing flag
oh
ball,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I think that has a lot to do with parents, man.
yeah,
I, to each his own, you know what I mean? But could it be some of the parents trying to live through the child?
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I contact sport that young man. I'll front on that. That's my personal thing. I wouldn't
Well,
go that route.
I guess
Go
they
ahead, go ahead.
believe since I guess they figure since they just playing flag, where they just pull the flag out. So I guess they feel that's okay for them.
Yeah, but you can still get contact and flag.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
mean, you
yeah,
know
they
what I'm
run
saying?
into each
Yeah,
other.
not yeah, you still got contact and flag.
Yeah, they run into each other.
Um, yeah. We're talking about that dream, man. Just like you have something good, and we can call it a dream, aspiration, whatever, right? And you got it inside you. It's something good. If that doesn't come out, if that doesn't manifest as you see it, here comes the frustration. You know what I mean? Here comes the stress, and that can create, like I said, a nightmare, like you said, you know. So just like if you have something bad within your system, you need to get it out because it will, and it will hamper your system. When you got something good and you can't seem to achieve it, that will hurt your system also because the byproduct is frustration, stress, the whole nine. You know, you snapping them folks, you know what I mean? They don't know what's going on. You can't figure out why you like that, not realizing, man, because you're not moving closer to what you have in your mind to achieve, it's having a negative effect on you. So, like I said, man, just like how you got something bad that you got to get out your system in order to be better, when you got something good that you got in your mind to achieve, if you're not working in it, man, that can turn, you know, into a nightmare. You know what I mean? You indirectly hurting yourself, with the activities you pick up to fill that void. So I said, man, we definitely not dreaming. I would say, let me target the 40 and over group. You know, as long as we got life, man, we can dream, we can still achieve things. You know what I'm saying? So what's stopping us other than ourselves? You know, it's not going to hurt you to try to be the best version of yourself while you're here. Because one day you're going to have just enough time to think back about all you did, all you didn't do, and you want the stuff you didn't do to be smaller, you know, as far as amount in terms of the things that you did. So what's stopping you but yourself, man? So that's my take, man.
I just told you I'm gonna leave it right there, and I just asked the family, to really go and really listen to this right here, especially if you're experiencing something negative, dealing with your mind, your body, and your soul, and kind of sit down and see, is it something that's coming from your past, or is it something that's coming from, right now, today, your present, so that your future can be much brighter. And just like Coach just stated, you still can dream good things, the things that you wanted to be or do when you was younger, that may be gone, but it's still something great for you to do. It's still something great for you to do. So I'm gonna leave it right there, Coach. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. You want to close it, or you done? I'm done, Coach. They go back and listen to it. I'm done.
I go back occasionally and I look at some of the episodes we did just to see the views. Some are surprising, some are not. But like I always said, man, all we can do is just put it out there. When it's needed, it'll be there for them to get it, hopefully sooner than later. But at the end of the day, that's all we can do, you know, because it ain't about the views. It's about positive, relative content that folks can gravitate to when they need to. I mean, and that's it. So, y'all keep living, keep dreaming, and keep moving forward, man. So,
I appreciate you, Coach. We'll leave it right there. Now it's on them to take this information and do what they need to do with it. So I thank you once again. I always take heed to your information, Coach, and take heed to your closing. So I want to let you know in front of everyone that I appreciate you and much love till we come back together.
same here, man.